Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So now we are going to see the new question number 5. In namespace finance, create a role secret manager and allowing create, update, delete on secrets and bind it to finance admins. This is same as previous questions only, but instead of users or service accounts, here we are using a group. Okay, so if you see, come back to my question in GitHub. So I have just given you a small theory on resources on which we are applying to is the secrets, right? So the operations which you want to perform is create, update, delete on the secrets, and we want to bind the role of secret manager, which that role has these particular actions where you can perform on secrets, and we have to bind this role to finance admins group in the namespace finance. Now let's start on this. So according to that question, first we need a namespace finance. So inside that particular namespace finance, we should be creating a role called secret manager. So you can always go to a playground onto which you are practicing and let it to get refreshed, and there you can do like k create role. You are not creating a cluster role but just a role, and the name of that role is secret manager, and the one which you are doing operation is verb of create, update and delete only. So if you are not sure of the command, you can just do create role help. There you can find the example and onto which resource they are asking to provide on the resource called secrets, right? So, and we are basically creating a finance namespace. We know that the roles are specifying, these are confined to particular namespace instead of cluster role, right? Cluster role will be for an entire cluster, it will be applied, but this role is confined to a specific namespace. So I'm going to create this role in a finance namespace. Then what else it asked in the question is we have to bind it with the group. As we have created a service account using an imperative command, we won't do it for the users and the groups. Instead, we will use it directly in the role binding imperative command. So you can do create role binding, and the name of the role binding you can give any role binding or what is mentioned in the question, and we have to bind the role which is named secret manager. If you are not sure about this, you can always go to this page where you are practicing and create role binding and do a hyphen L. So here you can give a role binding and whatever the role is there, that, and if it is a user, if it is a group. So mine is a group, and the group name is, as I mentioned in the question, it's finance admins, and this I'm creating in a finance namespace. So this I'll do for creating a role binding. And how I can also verify using kubectl auth can I, and since you are doing create, you can use it either create or update or delete, and you can do hyphen hyphen as a group. So previously we have seen hyphen hyphen as service account and all, right? So so if you're not sure about it, you can do always like k auth can I hyphen hyphen help. So here, if you want more specific, can I list, let's say, hyphen hyphen as. So this way you can get a different examples of how you can use. You can do a hyphen hyphen as a system service account, or you can do hyphen as a particular user. If you have a group, you can just place hyphen group equals to this. If it is a user, you don't have to place it hyphen group, you can just mention a user name here. So let me just create a namespace. So let's start it. So we haven't created anything. Let's create a namespace finance, under which, as we have discussed, we'll create a role, and the role name is secret manager. So I'll create a role, and I'll create a role binding as well with the group of finance admins. We need to note that this group need not to be created here. So this group may be belonging to some Okta or some other specific systems where this group name would be there. So same thing here, and we don't have any command to create the group. We can do it directly here during the role binding. So then I can just use this, and let's say create a service, right? So you are trying to uh, test it for a secret. So we have for secret, and you, as I mentioned to you, you can give as any user, okay? So which is belonging to finance admins. So this way you can test it, and in a namespace finance. Yes. But if you remove this, it will give us no. So your namespace also should be there. As we have given for create and update and delete, it should give me yes for update as well, and even for delete, it should give me as yes. So let's say you have a dummy user, but it is in a different group, or it is not, but you have not mentioned the group name. So let's say if you want to test this, it will say it as no, because you are not mentioning that is user is present in this group. So yes, that's all from this question. We have tried to understand the group and try to solve this question for on the resources secrets. So yes, thank you so much. Bye bye.